Good morning. Looks like I am flying solo, at least for the time being, because Mark is punctual, if nothing else. And I look like I just dragged in straight off out of work. So, hopefully, everybody had a much more productive weekend with your bracket than the four of us did, which we will get into here in just a second, I guess, since Mark says he's on his way. Who knows when that means he'll be here. So for all of those who are watching and paying attention to basketball, or if you don't care at all about basketball, it has been a wild weekend. I believe we talked about it on Friday. If you picked, oh, look at there.
What up?
Look what the cat dragged in. I wasn't expecting tag.
No, I'm getting ready for work, but I saw you said you were alone, so I'm like, well, fuck, I'll pop in and keep you company till somebody else gets here.
Mark's good at showing up on time.
Right on time, man.
Whatever time he thinks is on time.
This thing starts at 8:35. If you just ran the intro, I would have been here right on time.
I mean, I can run another one. I've got how many intros have I created so far? Let's see. We got
like 6 or 7 of them.
Yeah, we've got like the normal intro, Hunter Biden smoking crack intro. Maybe I should have run that one since it's been revealed by the New York Times that the Hunter laptop is a real thing. It was not actually just a distraction to try to paint Joe Biden in a. Uh-oh, time for somebody to get up. Is that your alarm? Is your alarm seriously set 5 minutes late?
No, it's because I just snoozed like 5 minutes ago.
I was going to say that would completely make sense as to why you're always late, because the alarm is already set late.
Well, is Magoo watching right now? Maybe.
No, he won't show up.
Maybe I'm on Magoo time.
Let's see. So I got Hunter Biden smoking crack intro. We've got the African American National Socialist intro. We had the Dick riding Obama intro. That actress with her horrible Putin poem.
That was my favorite. She's very inspiring. Look at Magoo. Look at him here.
I don't know if I would say she was inspiring. She's at least moderately attractive, so she had that much going for her. Let's see. We had the one with the Demolition Man, with Dennis Leary and the Demolition Man speech about running naked.
What are we looking at here on Dag's screen, though?
My ceiling. I was changing shirts. I don't want you guys to see my awesome nipples.
Well, thanks for changing into an orange shirt like me.
Oh yeah, man, you just look good. I had to go ahead and copy it. It's my work uniform.
You look good.
I look like a tow truck driver. Yeah.
What if he forgot he didn't put pants on? He keeps going lower and everything.
Hey,
I have to change out of my work uniform.
Don't say nothing about pants.
I have to change out of my work uniform. If I'm caught on camera by some of the corporate higher-ups, I could get fired. So,
yeah. Fortunately,
put
nobody.
Some duct tape over that label or something.
Yeah. My glasses over. There we go. It's okay.
There have been some rare occasions where I'll do like a live stream or something, and I'll always make sure to like turn the camera just right or turn my body just right so that you can't see the logos or anything. So let's see. Dennis Leary running naked through the streets, slathered in green jello. Demolition Man speech intro. The one where they went through all of the from Rescue Me, where they went through all the racist terms or names. That one was a good one. Let's see, we had Zelensky and his dance routine intro. That was
disturbing.
That's a personal favorite because my stepdaughter heard the music and came in the room as I was putting it together, and she goes, why are they synced up with the music? I was like, because I'm good at what I do. I edited the music in, and I made sure that it hits all the right beats where it catches them. Like it looks like they're actually dancing to the music.
Catches them on the booty dip.
I'm a professional like that.
That's what he gets paid to do in some form or fashion.
So I got a question. On this Hunter laptop thing, because I haven't paid too much attention to the recent, what have you, I just want to know what pictures are real or not. And the one I'm really curious about is it was a bunch of fucking lines of nose beers laid out on a counter. And it was, the credit card that was laying there was one of Obama's daughter's like Visa cards that they were using to chop the lines up. And besides the fact that looks like amazing Coke, I'm sure it is. I really want to know if that's a real fucking picture, because that is so hilarious. And then I don't know if it's funnier if the two of them were hanging out doing Coke, or she just like accidentally left her credit card somewhere and he just uses one of Obama's daughter's credit cards to chop up Coke. Both of those are hilarious options.
It's all an inner circle, and we're not a part of it.
They all just hang out and have a big Coke.
Yeah.
I mean,
I watched a documentary. I watched a documentary the other day about Clinton and the Lima Air Base or whatever in Arkansas, and they've got like sting footage of his brother sitting there doing shit tons of Coke, being like, oh yeah, I got to bring a ton for my brother. He's got a nose like a vacuum and shit. I've got the Clintons fucking, smuggling, yeah, tons and tons of cocaine through Arkansas. Pretty crazy.
Yeah. We're not going to talk about their body count just so as to not get added to it.
Yeah.
So
hey, I'm a fan of drug smuggling. Go for it. Just don't throw people in prison for doing it at the same time. That's all.
So according to some of the Q theories, or I'm not sure if it's Q theories or just general conspiracy theories.
I like how you get paying them some respect by calling them theories.
I mean, that's what they are. It's the correct technical term.
It is.
So some of the Q theories are that some of those pictures are actually Hunter railing the Obama daughter. So.
Oh, that's who that was in that picture?
That's what they say.
Get out,
I don't think
dude.
it was
That's
just
hilarious.
her. Like, there's another woman there too. Clearly,
Yeah.
probably more than just two, but yeah.
Yeah, so that's one of the it's one of the theories is, and there are like comparisons of her hairstyle in other pictures to the hairstyle of the woman in this picture with Hunter, and so might be her card. She might have been the one who set it out on the table.
Oh man, good times.
Let's see. What else was on the laptop? I mean, I was just talking about my.
Isn't there like an underage girl too? Supposedly.
Did you see that one?
I didn't see it. No, but
well, then he'd be guilty too.
Search it out.
It's circulating around on the Twitters. If she is not underage, he's into some pretty specific fetishes.
I mean, he did say he was into Asian women. Sometimes he can't tell 60 or 13. But
this one didn't look Asian, but I don't know.
They don't age for a while and then all at once.
Where's Carlos? Is Carlos watching? Is
Carlos sharing the picture?
Do Asian women age similarly to like Hispanic women, where they don't age at all, and then when they do, they become the Goodyear blimp?
I don't think they tend to blow up. I think they just look like they've seen some shit. Here yesterday, I car, and I'm like, dude, are you fucking kidding me? He's like, the camera. All right, this is great, better be. But maybe feel myself. So
You got super glitchy, and that all came across. Really.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what you just said.
It was highly entertaining, nonetheless.
Keep bragging about getting carded yesterday. That's all.
Congratulations.
Did they were they like, sorry, we just have to do this?
Pretty much.
Policy.
He's like for the cameras. All right, fair enough. All right, boys.
I haven't been carded in a while, but I used to have that like really long gray hair that was right here in the middle of the beard, and it was like going all squirrely, running off that direction. So I just pulled it out, and I haven't bought liquor since I pulled that giant gray hair out. So I'll probably get carded next time.
They do get pretty wiry when they go gray, huh? It's weird.
It was just normally it's relatively under control, but the other day it decided it wanted to go that way, and I wasn't down with that. So I was like, nope.
Just yanked it out. I was at a restaurant just the other night sitting at the bar and got carded. And after he carded me, he's like, you want anything to drink? I was like, no, I'm good. I just want food. I think he felt like he wasted his time.
You get for being a stooge for the state.
Some of those places have to card you for you to sit at the bar.
That's probably what it was. He goes, I'm sorry. He did it like 10 minutes later, and he's like, I'm sorry if you guys are police officers and I failed at doing my job. I was like, yeah, you wrapped up, man.
All right, I'm getting out of here, guys.
All right.
Have fun at work. Don't work too hard.
Have a good day. I won't. I never do.
So I hate the carding at the bar thing. Like when I was in high school, like my brother and I would go to basketball games at other schools' games and stuff. Like especially if we didn't have a game and it was a team that either I had friends that went to the school or we were going to be playing them, like I would go and just kind of scout a little bit and watch. But we would usually like go out to eat or something. And a lot of times like game night tends to be busy at the restaurants. Like the game lets out and everybody goes to eat. And so we could just wheel up to the bar and sit down and get food. And like, if make it real clear, like I'm not trying to drink. We're just, obviously we're high school kids. We're just here we just want to get food fast and not have to wait an hour for a table for the two of us. And they were always cool with it. But at some point that changed. And now they like, you have to show ID to sit in the bar area. Like if you're not trying to drink, why?
I don't know. I don't even like sitting at the bar. I don't remember why we were sitting at the bar. I think maybe that's the only. Oh, I was like closest to the TV, so we could watch the games. This is our segue.
Speaking of the games,
into our brackets.
How fucked is yours?
It is. I mean, yesterday was probably the best day that I've had, but it's still. I mean, still not looking great. Kansas and Arizona are my saving grace, and Arizona barely squeaked by last night. Otherwise, I would only have one of my Final Four left, but two are still holding strong, if you can put it that way.
I'm riding UCLA on this one.
So who else? You lost Murray State, which was kind of a long.
I didn't have Murray going to the Final Four.
I thought you had them going to the Final Four.
No,
I thought you just decided.
I'm not that big a homer. I just said they were going to beat Kentucky.
Well, I should have had Michigan going. Should have been a homer.
Yeah, you should have super homered it up. No, I've got UCLA going to the championship game. I lost both. I had Tennessee and Auburn in the Final Four, and I had Auburn going all the way. I had way too much faith in Bruce Pearl.
Oh yeah.
I should have known better, but they just like every time I watched an Auburn game this year, it's just like this is
they're pretty loaded.
This is a damn good team. Like I guess I thought too hard about it.
They passed the eye test, but
yeah, like every time I watched them, I was like, man, this is a really good team. And they even went through a brief spell early in the season where Bruce Pearl was serving a suspension, and so they had like an assistant coach was coaching, and they were just beating the brakes off of folks, even with the assistant coach. It's like, all right, like, so I looked at that bracket and I just thought, this is.
I feel like Bruce Pearl serves a 5-game suspension every year. He's probably just like, we might as well get this out of the way. I committed this one recruiting infraction. I'm going to admit to it. My university's going to suspend me for all these crappy non-conference games, and then I'll be back for the SEC conference.
And isn't that always games. The way it goes? Like, has he had any? I don't remember what it was at Tennessee. Tennessee might have been legit, but like, has he had any like significant infractions? Like, it's always just some like minor NCAA rule violation, but because he's gotten in trouble before, he always has to serve a 3 to 5 game suspension. Like,
it seems that way. And yeah, Calipari, that dude's committing lots of recruiting violations.
And never suspended for anything.
Coach K probably has. They're never going to suspend Coach K.
Well, he's retiring, so.
Yeah, but they never would have before.
Unless they do it post-mortem or whatever they call it after they retire.
Yeah, they might pull one of those.
I gotta go close the blinds. Hang on. I'll be right back. Entertain yourself. Entertain Magoo.
Myself or the two watchers, we got a like too. Magoo, I need you to like write something down that way I can like comment on it and not just be speaking into the air. Oh, there's Justin. Never mind.
I had to close the blinds. The sun comes right in through that window, and it was just like
I told Magoo to comment something so that I could comment on that to fill the space.
Well, the one like is my wife again. She tuned in early today.
She had to make sure that you weren't saying things again. It's understandable.
Oh, so you criticized my UCLA pick because
and then UCLA obviously would have beat Murray State for you, so that makes sense.
But
it's that same reason.
Well, UCLA in their second round game, they won by like 20. They blew the brakes off of whoever it was. Like I told you, UCLA is terrible in the first round, and then they pull it together.
I picked UCLA as far as they are now. I just criticized them to the Final Four.
We're not going back to that topic, Magoo.
So wait, which other teams did you lose?
Just Tennessee and Auburn. I mean, Auburn was the big one. We all lost Tennessee.
Yeah. So who's the other? Or so you still have two in?
Yeah, I've got UCLA and.
You have Duke?
No.
Oh, Gonzaga?
No. I have no faith in Duke or Gonzaga. Duke is probably done in their next game, would be my guess. Gonzaga also probably done in their next game.
Gonzaga plays
Arkansas. Yeah, I think I've got Arkansas.
You have too much SEC faith.
I told you, all I did was watch SEC basketball this year. I didn't watch anything else.
I don't think that Arkansas is going to beat Gonzaga.
But it's Gonzaga.
It is Gonzaga. They made the final last year. And the Duke plays... I don't remember.
Duke plays Texas Tech. So
I could see Texas Tech winning, but...
Dag's got Texas Tech going all the way. Yeah. So that could be what boosts him into winning. Like, statistically, I'm probably coming in second at this point. I think Clyde had a chance there, like Friday, but he's slipped off into.
Yeah, I had zero chance
recovering.
On Friday.
Yeah,
and I'm back alive again.
Yeah,
NCAA tournament.
It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be tight between me and you, and Dag is the dark horse, but like the cards could fall right, and he runs off and leaves us. So we'll see.
If I have to choose between bracket glory and Michigan continuing to ruin mine, I will choose Michigan continuing to ruin mine.
Did I tell you all about it was several years ago. I guess it was 2008. What was the year that Memphis went to the championship, the national championship?
Yeah, it was 08.
Yeah.
With Derrick Rose.
Mississippi State played Memphis in the second round, and it was a tight game, and State was even leading for a while in the second half, and I even had Memphis going to the championship on my bracket, and I'm just like, I will take this thing outside, light it on fire, and dance around it in the yard if Mississippi State upsets Memphis. I don't even care at that point. I just want to see Mississippi State win this game. And they didn't. They
didn't. They pulled it, or Memphis pulled it out. I think it was Memphis's closest game until they lost to Kansas in the championship.
Yeah, that was a heck of a tournament run for both Kansas and Memphis, and that was a really good NCAA tournament year.
I think that was the first year that it was all number 1 seeds in the Final Four.
I think that's right.
After a crazy first weekend, then it kind of evened out towards the end. Which that's what you kind of hope for, because you want to see upsets in the first weekend, but then you want to see good basketball in the games that matter the most.
So that's like if you pick all 4 of the 5 seeds in your bracket, you're going to miss at least one of those, because a 12 upsets a 5 every year, almost without fail. If you're smart, you're taking more of the 11s than you are the 7s. 11s typically do really well.
Yeah, I mean, Michigan's 11, and they drew Colorado State as a 6. And when I saw that draw, I was like, well, this is best case scenario.
Yeah.
Not that Colorado State's bad, but they're Mountain West. Michigan's Big Ten. Michigan's used to playing against better competition.
Right. Just some of the things that you learn from doing brackets over the years is, you should never pick all 4 of the 5 seeds. There's one of the 5 seeds is going to get upset. 11s are usually a strong pick because for whatever reason, 11s tend to match up well. And it's hard to try to pick a 15.
Yeah. You don't know. You've never watched the 15 play during the season, or maybe you caught one of their games.
Right. The St. Patrick Pelicans. Who knew anything about them?
St. Petersburg, but I got you.
Oh, whatever.
We just came out of St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah. So those guys, they took down the entire state of Kentucky this weekend.
Took down Goliath.
I wonder if UK fans are calling for him to go hire that guy.
I did visit a Kentucky forum after the game. And yeah, they're not calling for hiring the St. Petersburg coach, but they want Calipari's head. I can't really blame them at this point.
Yeah, I think we talked about it. We talked about it Friday. I feel like this was more damning for him than the year that they didn't make the tournament at all.
Yeah, that's true.
Because you got a 2 seed, and then you lost to the 15. I remember one year they were the 2 seed, and they played Eastern Kentucky. Eastern was the 15 seed. It's like that. That seemed like just kind of, I don't know. It seemed like an odd placement for the selection committee to do that.
They're trying to play games.
Yeah, like this one. If Kentucky had won and Murray was the higher seed, you've got Murray and Kentucky in the second round. That's
or even the Duke Michigan State matchup, that was obviously well planned out because Kay and Izzo have played against each other, coached against each other in the tournament several times. If Ohio State would have beat Villanova yesterday, it would have been Michigan and Ohio State in the Sweet 16, which obviously that's a huge rivalry. Villanova is better than Ohio State, but I am more content facing Villanova than Ohio State because I wouldn't have been able to stand losing to Ohio State in a tournament game. Even though Villanova is, like I said, way better.
That hatred runs deep, doesn't it?
It really does.
Well, I dropped a Do we want to talk about that? Yeah, we'll save that for later. Did you see? There is no good transition here. Did you see
transition defense? Michigan State's was really bad against Duke yesterday. Sorry, keep going.
Did you see where Zelensky's gone like full fascist and has created a one state media department?
Yeah, he's banned all dissenting opinions and dissenting parties. He's our hero. Yeah. Some of ours over here, not mine, but
yeah. It was gosh. He made the comments about how Ukrainians helped rescue Jews or something in World War II. Pretty sure
I saw something about that. I didn't read the whole thing because I really couldn't stand to.
Pretty sure that's not the way that worked out. And,
I don't think so.
And like the entirety of Israel was like, no, motherfucker, that's not right. He caught some pretty.
He caught the heat of Israel. Things might shift. The world opinion might shift on him now.
Find out who's really running shit. Not that we didn't already know. Yeah, so he made that comment, and they kind of flipped on him. And then after that, he instituted his, what is it, United News or something, like basically just said, we're doing away with everything else, and it's all going to be the Department of, or the Ministry of Truth is going to handle everything from now on.
Because if people didn't know by now, this is what unity means.
Yes.
It's what it leads to, anyways.
They'll figure it out soon enough. Do you think something like that could possibly happen here in the United States? Or has it already?
I mean, for the most part, it happened for the last 2 years. It's just never actually, I don't want to say, I mean, some people realize it, but it would never, it's not going to be said out loud for a while, I guess. And then plus, like, it started under Trump and it was kind of unified, or like the corporate press was unified against Trump. So it's not like Trump came down and said, hey, I'm banning all other like forms of media. So you had this weird, I don't know, opposition between the president and the corporate press and like social media state at large. And then Biden gets in and it becomes a little bit more unified. But as Fauci says, there's too much of a rebellious spirit in too many Americans.
Should I read this? Hang on. Should I read this? This is really cute. I'm gonna read it. She's gonna be mad at me. I got a text from the wife sitting here. She said, "It's sad that on days we both work, I can only see your face on the computer. You're kind of cute today."
Tell her I said thanks.
She's gonna take away the like now. Yeah. So talking about the media stuff, like it has been less obvious than like Zelensky and the way he's done it. But I think we've talked about it before. Like aside from Tucker Carlson, Fox News is pretty much mainstream, just as much as all the other ones are. Yeah. They just kind of masquerade a little bit differently, and I guess the only thing I see is like saving grace type deal is you still have publications like the New York Post, which is
who gets kicked off of Twitter 2 weeks before the election,
right?
For the laptop story that's now being confirmed as true,
right? And like later, they get the left spins that out as like a tabloid or something, but it's one of the like what is it, number 2 or number 3 selling newspaper in the U.S. Like
Yeah, and they do participate in some warmongering too. They're not necessarily against the establishment in that way.
Right, but I guess what I was kind of saying is like they will tell stories, or they will run stories that the mainstream is not going to.
Yeah, they'll openly question the Epstein suicide or whatever. Yeah,
and then you got stuff like OAN. Are they? Do they still exist? Like
I
OAN
think so.
they were big during Trump's presidency because he always let their reporters ask questions at his press conferences just to piss the other ones off.
And some people went so far as calling OAN like the state media, the state-run media. I was like, I don't think that even 20% of the people in this country have heard of OAN.
And I'd almost be willing to guarantee they don't get any government funding.
Probably not. Have you seen their backgrounds? They're about equivalent to my own.
Say, if they need somebody to do clips and put together some professional looking video stuff for them, yeah, I know a guy.
Send them a pitch.
Don't tempt me. Quit my full-time job and just be the video editor for OAN.
There you go.
I don't know. I'd have to download a whole bunch of American flag and like eagle backgrounds to just blast them.
Maybe delete some of our old episodes.
If you're getting me, you need to know what you're getting. Isn't that right, wife? Where is she? Oh, so anyway, Zelensky went full fascist, and he's still the boy darling of the entire West for some reason.
Unfortunately, our former boy darling, Fauci, has been making the rounds again. I was truly hoping that he would have disappeared forever, but he came on one of the Sunday shows and said we might need to bring back mask mandates in case of another surge.
Did they laugh him off the show and tell him go hide in his fucking cave, you dumb troll?
They did not. I think it was like Today, whatever, an NBC show, I think. I couldn't watch. I could actually click on it.
What's the Sunday edition of that? Meet the Press? Is that it?
That might have been. Is that Chuck Todd?
I don't know. It was some pompous jackass that always did Meet the Press.
You know those hags in The View will have him back.
Why are people still listening to him? Like, COVID's over. We moved on.
He still wants his airtime.
Did you see the guy that said he went to a movie and he was the only person in the theater wearing a mask, and he was so horrified, and he will not be returning to movie theaters until 2024.
I couldn't tell if that guy was serious or if that was a troll.
No, go through his feed. He is 100% serious.
I did see that guy, yeah.
Literally every retweet he has is somebody crying because COVID's not over and this is the worst thing ever, and people are not taking it seriously anymore. Like, dude, I don't even.
He just kind of removed his own balls on Twitter for everyone to see.
Yeah,
or has been doing that for the last 2 years.
They identify themselves pretty quickly. Oh, did you see the thing where Aaron Lewis, the former lead singer of Stained, came out and like talked about the whole Putin situation and everything? And apparently he's like a big QAnon guy and was a huge Trump fan. I never knew all of that stuff. I stopped listening to Stained sometime in college, and I haven't really paid attention to his new stuff that he does. But he was going on about like talking about Putin, talking about Zelensky, talking about the Nazi stuff and all of this all of this stuff that's going on in Ukraine. And somebody made a comment that said, I didn't realize Stained fans were fascist Nazis. And I said, yes. But did you realize that the people in charge of the Ukraine are literal Nazis? Didn't get an answer. I probably got blocked. I didn't go back and check that one.
It's like a tweet that I saw last night. It's like Americans have an easier time believing that you got Nazis in Charlottesville than you do have it than Nazis in Ukraine.
What was it? One of my kids said something the other day, and I went on a whole like tirade about the Nazi situation. Like, y'all do realize that after World War II, we didn't defeat the Nazis. We brought all the smartest ones over here and put them in charge of NASA and every single level of government research. That's and like the people actually pulling the strings behind the scenes, and they've been in charge for the last 80 years. Like, I'm pretty sure the guy who ran NASA was a literal Nazi, and he ran NASA until he fucking died. Like, the punch a Nazi is only propaganda that's used to actually mean punch people that you don't agree with, aka punch people who are not full on woke progressives. Now, you don't actually want to punch real Nazis. You want to punch people like me because I'm a Nazi. I mean, I guess I might need to go back and listen to our black National Socialist buddy, because
when are we gonna have him on the show?
Yeah, I mean, apparently Hitler was misunderstood, and there were a lot of things that happened that history doesn't tell accurately. So, yeah, I mean, maybe I am a Nazi. I might need to go back and look a little more thoroughly at this.
I mean, are you a natural rights guy? Because according to our black friend, that's what it was all about, was natural law.
I definitely believe in a natural order, survival of the fittest and whatnot. I do think we should take the warning labels off of everything and just let this shit sort itself out. I mean,
so there you go. We should have him on the show and grill him on these things.
I gave my opinion on stupid people, and speaking of stupid people, that's terrible. That was the wrong way to lead into this.
Don't read your wife's text right now.
I was doing clips for today's episode of Lions of Liberty. Mark interviewed Pete and Cyprian, or Vin Armani, and Cyprian had a really good rant talking about.
That was a funny segue. Sorry.
Cyprian had a really good rant talking about how you should like purge stupid people from your life, because stupid people are actively more dangerous to you than like anybody else. So yeah, that was definitely. I definitely don't think highly of stupid people. I don't have a lot of time for them, and I do really think that societally, we have put too many bumpers on sharp objects and prevented the stupid people from weeding themselves out, which has ultimately resulted in a stupider society. I mean, it's idiocracy playing itself out.
So is it the stupid people, or is it the clever, evil people using the stupid people's stupidity to run all of our lives because there are a stupid segment of the population?
That's an interesting question.
I don't want to debate anyone. It's just a question.
See, I think there is something to be said for the evil people using the stupid people. But
the stupid people are throwing themselves out there to be used.
Right. Like, they're not doing a lot to dissuade that. And like, when you think about it, I don't know how rural it is where you are, or how rurally you've had experience, but like, if you think about it, the people who are reproducing the quickest are the stupidest. And that's just not good.
I don't know what that has to do with rural.
I mean,
are you calling rural people the stupidest?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But I'm saying if you go rurally and you look at it.
Oh, okay. In that specific section. Okay.
Right. Like
I would say that if you looked in more urban areas, it is the more stupid people too.
I'm sure. I don't have a lot of experience with those parts of the world. I actively try to avoid them. Carlos, are you saying that Mexicans are stupid?
Yeah, he just throws it out there.
Mexicans are reproducing more quickly, or is it both?
Elaborate for us, Carlos.
Yeah, we're gonna need some clarification on what's going on with the Mexicans and the stupid people. Speaking of stupid people, yes, nailed that one.
This is a better one.
What is this 97% on TikTok? The viral trend explained. Did you look at this article when I sent it the other day?
Of course. No, I did not.
All right, so
I don't like to click on anything TikTok related.
Well, I don't either, but it wasn't TikTok. It was about the 97% thing on TikTok. So a recent UK survey about sexual harassment has inspired a new TikTok trend. If you've been on TikTok recently, you may have come across a few videos referring to being part of the 97%, or people sharing videos with the hashtag 97%. Did they really have to say hashtag after that?
Is this the revolt against the 3%ers? They're like, hey, we gotta really do something about these 3%er guys who basically don't exist anymore.
Oh crap, I forgot you were home. Spring break, y'all. There's a kid here. Let's see. Okay, so the disturbing percentage has now made its way to TikTok, where users all over the world are sharing their own stories and experiences with sexual harassment. The 97% trend is that 97% of women have experienced sexual harassment. Okay. Basically. You think that's accurate?
I think it's accurate only insofar as women really like to gather very dubious things as sexual harassment these days. Does that make sense?
So what are you doing?
You can't say what you want to say, can you?
I know. I've been neutered very quickly. I
don't know, like, yeah, that's what I gather. About TikTok.
She said even if she wasn't in here, she could still hear me. So I guess what I was getting at is like, so I guess it's not appropriate to like smack a woman on the ass and tell her she's looking good today. Like we're not supposed to do that anymore.
Well, that's not what I was referring to, but
the times they are changing, I guess.
Do you do this a lot in public?
No.
To random women in public?
Just my wife, like nonstop, all the time.
That guy is essentially harassing his wife.
That's the reason you get a.
She didn't want you to do it, but
that's the reason you get a wife.
No, the reason you get a wife is to start a family.
Can you hear her?
I can.
Well, good. See, this is like the Clyde with Children episodes, only she's not screeching. She's actually trying to contribute.
It's a good thing Clyde doesn't watch this, or it would be like a battle of the kids.
Hey, come over here and tell them what you think about Russia and Ukraine and all that.
Get us banned.
Yeah, get us banned.
What is that?
So,
like, the war's stupid and there's no reason for it.
There we go. War stupid, no reason for it. Nailed it. From the mouths of babes. And see, supposedly she's an actress and has even been paid as such and had work.
Your daughter?
Well, yeah, this one. Not my bonus daughter, not my daughter. My biological daughter. God love her, she is not the acting kind. She has trouble hiding the sociopath on her face. But like, put this kid on the spot, and all of a sudden it's just like shuts down. But whenever she's just like,
I see,
improv and like freewheeling it, hilarious, spot on takes on everything. Like,
you turn
great.
the cameras on.
Yeah, you got to keep the cameras running at all times. Don't turn the camera on and say, "All right, go."
You're live.
Yeah, because then it's just like kind of like us half the time on this. That's why.
Yeah, I mean,
that's why we have
how we
4
do
of
our
us. That
show.
way we can bounce stuff around.
Yeah, that's really why Clyde has his kids like screeching during every episode, so that we can talk about something and Dad can bring up water hoses.
Let's see. I thought there was more to this article, but I'm not finding it. It wasn't.
So does it say what is considered sexual harassment?
No, you know that's
didn't.
it's like COVID guidelines. If you actually put a real definition on it, then everybody knows what it is, and then you have goals to move towards. And like, I would argue that the average dude, if the average dude knew what they were going to be accused of sexual harassment for saying or doing, they wouldn't do those things. But there is no actual definition to it. There are no guidelines or stipulations.
Yeah.
It's whatever somebody feels like at this exact moment, for no more reason than it's that time of the month, or somebody put regular milk instead of soy milk in their coffee. Like, so.
Hope it isn't real.
I once fired a dude over sexual harassment. It was quite real, and I enjoyed firing him. So,
but he was legitimately.
It was legit horrible stuff. So,
Like, he didn't just say, "Hey, sugar," and somebody took it wrong.
It was a whole lot more than sugar and honey pie. That's for sure.
Well,
I could have also reported a boss who was a female for sexual harassment.
was she calling you sugar?
She not quite. It was just real awkward, weird stuff. But I could have like brought that to HR, and like if roles were reversed, this is like this kind of story. Like if it was her saying it to me and some of my coworkers, and not the other way around. Like I doubt anything would have been done. But
see, I've always worked.
I didn't care enough to really do.
If she was attractive, would it have changed your opinion of the harassment?
Probably, yeah. She's like 20 years older than me.
What's that got to do with anything?
I'm not into cougars.
I didn't know that. See, now as I'm working on setting you up with your ginger wife that you can make ginger babies with, I know cougars is off the list.
There you go.
What?
There wasn't any sexual.
That was a really concerned sound she made.
Concerned for your mental health.
She's concerned for my mental health.
I have been concerned for Justin's mental health since I met him.
That's the appropriate position to take, is concerned, I believe.
Have you ever considered counseling?
As a slightly sociopathic individual, I had a lot of fun with counseling.
Did you?
Therapy, like, it's highly entertaining.
Like I have never gone to counseling because I just know that my manipulative score is way too high, and it's like it would not be good for me. There's a section of people that it is definitely not good for.
Yeah, so it highly amusing, very entertaining. I got a lot out of it personally, not like in terms of actually solving any of the problems that I supposedly have, but like just nonstop running commentary back there. I should just mic her up. So when my brother and I were in high school, my mom thought I had an anger issue problem.
Fair enough.
And so she made us go to therapy. Well, the therapist was fairly young, and I guess she was pretty good at it, but people pay good money for that. Isn't that right, Magoo?
Yeah, I have an ex who's a counselor. She always tried that shit on me.
So the lady would ask me questions, and I would respond to her questions with other questions and kind of feel her out and get her moving the conversation in the direction that she wanted it to go. And then I would basically just paint it all as everything that I did in life was either my mom's fault or my brother's fault. Like it was, everybody was mistreating me, and it was terrible. And at the end of it, I got to come away like, I actually came out better for it. Everybody just kind of left me alone and let me go about doing things the way I wanted to do them. And I pretended that my anger issues had been resolved.
And now that poor therapist deals with like the worst sort of mental health issues. Like you completely ruined her.
I think she's got some like PTSD.
Yeah, she had to set up appointments with her therapist after every appointment with you.
Still talks about it like, man, 20 years ago, this like manipulative high school kid just completely destroyed my opinion of this profession. And if that's the case, then I did my job.
I worked really close with therapists for a while. Most of these therapists worked with like 10-year-old kids, and therapists would like come to me after a meeting with a kid, and we're trying to like figure out ways to deal with this behavior or whatever. And she's like, you know what? So-and-so told me, she said that if the staff just don't tell him no as much, then he'll listen better. I was like, are you taking him seriously? Like this was sometimes the stuff I had to deal with in my past job.
If you just tell him no less,
then he'll listen better.
My default is no.
That was literally what I told new staff coming into the job. Like, just make no your default, and you will be way better off.
Say that again.
No is not your default. That's your entire personality.
They'll ask me for stuff, and I'll say I'll think about it, and they immediately all just go, "That means no. You're not gonna think about it." You can at least go along with the joke, and you don't have to just like call me out like that.
The therapist would be like, well, maybe instead of no, they should say maybe. It's like maybe is yes for these kids. It's either got to be no straight away.
No, I say I'll think about it, or check back with me later, and then later I'll go to work.
I didn't say how later.
I'll take that as a yes.
See, that's why I always say no, because she says if I don't respond, she takes it as a yes, and she's going to do whatever. So you always have to be firm with the no.
True.
Or make it a no, but ask me again later. That way they still have hope, but they also know that the answer.
Ask me when you're 18 thing.
No.
That's what my dad used to do. Just ask me when you're 18. Like,
no,
I get what you're doing.
I do have some conversations with my son where like we may get to a point in the conversation and I'll be like, we'll talk about that some years down the road. I'm like, that's not a conversation for right now. Like maybe later. And there are some things that I don't think I ever want to have that conversation. Just figure it out on your own.
Yeah.
You get to deal with the being mortified the same way I got to deal with it. Like there are some bridges you just need to cross by yourself.
I just got Magoo's joke down here. Did you share this one?
Flashback, yes.
Oh, you did? I missed that. Are you a fan of Campbell's Chunky Soup?
What?
Are you a fan of Campbell's Soup?
Yes. Not all of them.
That's Campbell's.
Not all of the soups, but yes, for the most part. I do like the chunky soups.
We should get a sponsorship. Speaking of,
speaking of,
there it is.
We've got we gotta close the show on it. We have a brand new sponsor, and in brand new I mean we've had it for a little over a week, but we keep forgetting to talk about it. Run Your Mouth Coffee. It's rymcoffee.com, I think. I have the link saved on my phone, but I don't remember what it is off the top of my head. So anyway, Run Your Mouth Coffee. They have some pretty good coffee blends from what I can tell. And
one of these days we'll drink some on air.
Yeah.
I haven't got mine yet.
Yeah, I haven't either. I'm getting the did you get the bourbon one or the whiskey one, whatever? Yeah,
probably that one, or there's a caramel one.
Ooh.
So you get the bourbon, I'll get the other.
You have a pun. We'll pun away.
If you like Campbell soup, that's Campbellism.
All right.
I thought it was good.
That's like the ultimate dad joke.
All day.
Unfortunately.
Yep.
I'm glad you walked in here because I totally forgot that you were home. And
I was asleep.
After I do the show, I just get naked and go jump in the shower. So it's really fortuitous that you walked in here and reminded me that you were home, because that would have been bad.
Oh, go love on the
I
dog.
thought I'm glad you said after the show in there.
Yeah, could have been a traumatic morning for everybody.
Yes. So if you guys order some of this coffee, is there some sort of word that they should type in where it says
yes, we have a promo code specifically for the show. Type in the promo code SQUAW. That's SQUAW.
Yeah, don't spell it wrong like I did so confidently.
SQUAW, SQUAW. And that gets you 15% off your order, 20% off your order. I can't remember what it was. Make sure you put in the comments that Clyde said you get 20% off, and then you just get that. I think that's the way that's going to work. Because I don't remember what it is, and he's not here to remind us. So we're going with 15 to 20. You can negotiate your way up or down. No, I mean, nobody negotiates their way down. Only negotiate up. Wow, I feel like this one was kind of a disorganized shit show.
It was very helter-skelter, but the audience has stuck around, so
at least two of them. And one of them's probably just my wife with it on playing in the background so she can look at me and think that I look cute.
That was very nice of her to send you that text.
It was very nice. It made me feel good about myself, because I kind of feel like I'm looking sort of haggard, like I just came off a 12-hour shift.
You mean like me?
Exactly. What should I run for the outro today? Should I do our normal outro or? I feel like the Zelensky dancing video is the appropriate outro for today.
Yeah,
Since we were celebrating his fascistic takeover of Ukrainian media.
True. This is our new villain.
Well, I'm going to sponsor myself on. Okay, yeah. Shameless plug. Go check out Fact Check This Podcast, where Mark and I talk about right-wing violence today.
Oh, that does come out today.
Yeah, it came out already.
It's a little more organized than this show has been.
A lot more organized. It probably doesn't hurt that we both had the articles that we were going to be reviewing and had gone over them at least a couple times and planned out.
I actually read those articles.
Yeah, planned when we were going to record and everything. It was pretty well laid out. This has been much less, but in celebration of the Zelensky finally moving into 1984 land, here it is in all its glory. I just gotta say, before we actually close the show out, like Zelensky is not bad in that. He dances well, kind of looks the part. The tall dude on the left is super awkwardly built. Like it was almost off-putting. This was the first time I paid attention to the entirety of the clip, and it was just.
I don't agree with anything Justin just said.
Peace out.